yesterday, but Derek said that Ken was starting. I mean, can we confirm that with you?
Yeah, pretty much. I had an idea going in what we wanted to look at, and the one thing is I feel very strongly about our second unit played very well together last year. So yeah, I want them to stay intact, but that doesn't mean it'll stay that way. And a lot of these guys are interchangeable, so they're going to play with both groups. And I've never really been concerned with who starts as much as I am with who finishes. So the guys that give us the best chance to win are going to finish.
There's something you saw with Obi last year that would seem to point like early in the year he was a little deer in headlights. And then, as you said the other day, second half of the season really changed. You see something in practice and games.
Yeah, I think the hard thing for young guys, if they're coming in, like the way he walked into the league, was not easy for any young player to make the transition because you don't have summer league, you don't have fall practices, you don't have any of that stuff. And so it probably took him, and it takes most rookies time to get adjusted to the NBA. The rules are different. You got to get to know the players. You got to get to know your teammates. So there was an adjustment period, but he really worked hard. He never really got down. And then he played when you look at his on-off numbers, the second half of the season, they were very good. And so, and then I thought in the playoffs, the group functioned really well with him. He added a lot to the second unit. And so then when the season ended, he spent the whole summer here. It really worked incredibly hard, as did Quick, and we had all the young guys that we drafted, so it was a huge plus for us. And then he worked all fall, so and it never stops. And so just the way he works, I think he'll continue to improve, and we'll see where it goes.
That being said, how has it benefited this rookie class? You see Grimes coming in and just see that a little bit?
Yeah, I love our rookies. We got, and I said the same thing about Quick and Obi. Like, even though Obi struggled some early on, the thing that I liked was that he never stopped working, and so he was in all the time. And then I think when the young guys come in and they see the gym full of people, and RJ's in there, Julius is just an incredible worker. He's the ultimate gym rat. So I think that helps set the tone for the team, and we want a team full of those guys. As we want a team full of leaders, we don't want it to fall upon one guy. So if everyone's doing the right things, the group will get a lot better, and that's what we're striding towards. We want daily improvement, and everyone, the work part is equal. Roles are going to be different. Some guys are going to play more than others. Some guys are going to get more shots than others. Some guys, we rely heavily on Nerlens and Mitch and Taj, and their roles are different, but they're vital and they're critical for the team. So there's a great appreciation for what they bring. And even with Kevin Knox last year, I thought he was terrific every day in practice. So everyone has to bring something.
Tom, last year you guys had a particularly short off-season, and then obviously games were scrunched together to get the 72 in, and this year you're on the normal schedule, but the off-season is still a month shorter than what you're all used to in terms of just the regular NBA scheduling. How do you see that affecting this season? Not just necessarily with you guys, but around.
Right. No, and it's a good point. I think we're still, and as you mentioned, we were really a month behind. So normally Summer League ends near the middle of July. The Summer League ended this year, and it was the middle of August. And so you had basically a 2-week off season. And for a lot of guys, they want to get settled in and get going again. So we had a number of guys that really came right back right after Summer League. And then the fall is here, and now, we're looking forward to the season and being on a regular schedule. So, but the summer was a lot shorter, and you just deal with whatever is in front of you, and that's what I love about the attitude and approach of the guys that we have on the team.
Did you learn anything out of the way that last season turned out that you can apply to this year from that perspective?
Yeah, and I think that was the challenge for everyone is like how quickly can you adapt to whatever the circumstances are? And every year you're going to be faced with different challenges, whether it's, new faces, trades, free agency, draft picks, a shortened season. You might have a tough early schedule in terms of road games, but every game in the league is tough. So you have to look at it. I think for everyone, we plan the season, and the preparations for the season are critical, and you do that throughout the off season. But then once it gets here, you have to concentrate on exactly what's in front of you. You can't look back, you can't look ahead, and just focus in on that day. And so we try to build that habit, and that's everyone across the board. And if we do that, we feel like we'll get better.
When you look, I know you guys are planning on improving this season, but when you look across the Eastern Conference and how a lot of teams have gotten better, how difficult is it going to be to have that improvement show in the results and the playoff seeding and stuff like that?
Yeah, and I think you go into every season and we feel if we're doing the right things, the results will take care of themselves. So understand what goes into winning, do everything you can to help the team win. And if we get the whole group doing that, we like our chances. There's no easy way to do this. The teams are good. All 30 teams have great talent. So you got to find a way to win games.
Could you see playing Julius and Obi together?
Well, we'll get a look at it. It wasn't very effective last year. So, but the one thing about both guys, Obi I think is a lot better than he was a year ago, and Julius just continues to get better and better. So we'll see how it unfolds.
Is it the one negative? Obviously, you lose the rim protection.
The rim protection's the big thing. Yeah.
With Obi, what do you think? I mean, the perception was he was such an older rookie that he would come in and be more polished than everybody. But what do you think was key to him? How do you describe the beginning of his rookie season as compared to his last? And what do you think
and it's a great question because like everyone says that, and I never quite understood that part of it. Of he's an older rookie, which if you're comparing him to a guy who's 1 year in college and then comes in, but he's still young. Yeah, and it's new. It's like anyone doing something for the first time. There's going to be a learning curve to it, and oftentimes trial and errors. It's a big part of learning, and so I think coming into the league and understanding the differences between college and the pros, the rule change differences, the players in the league, the teams in the league. It takes time, and some guys get it faster than others. But there's a number of guys when you look at their careers, they start off slowly and they continue to get better. Look at a guy like Draymond or Jimmy Butler. Those guys came in and they were older rookies and they turned out pretty good. And so even if a guy's an older rookie coming in, at the end of his rookie scale contract, he's heading into his prime. That's pretty good to me.
He's been pretty vocal about, when he's talking to us, last year wasn't what I wanted to be, I want to be better. This year he's stood on that. Does that mean anything to you, or it's just word to the media, but just that attitude?
Well, I see, like for me, it's more watching the actions, because oftentimes you get people that'll say all the right things and do none of them. So the actions tell me how important it is to him, and he's done all the right things. I think his actions reflect his priorities. So I knew he was very committed to improve. And I would say that holds true for the entire team. So if we're all doing that, the team will get better. And I've always been pleased with his attitude and approach because I see the way he works each and every day.
We'll take one. This is kind of a little off topic, but you've been so far removed from that. You've been removed from that team for a couple of years. But what do you make of kind of the dysfunction going on in Minnesota?
Gee, I have enough problems here. I can't be worried about. Like for me, seriously, it's just you know, I just concentrate on getting our team ready, and I think every team in the league, every team goes through things, and then you just have to figure your team out.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's referring?